Well, hello there, traders. What's going on, y'all? It's your boy Z-Rex coming at you static. It's no noise show. I don't know what was going on with my internet. I couldn't get my KBSs were all over the place. I was just dropping frames like crazy, so I couldn't really do the live stream. I tried for like an hour, and I was just wasting too much damn time. So I don't know what's wrong. My internet's just effed up right now. So we're just going to do a static video, run down the market real quick here. We'll just do a rapid fire session. So let's get it in with rapid fire action. Here's Mama Bear. Pretty ugly. Getting that follow through, and now we even bounced and came up to that 56,000 area, and we're getting rejected so far. So kind of ugly setup here. This is not what we wanted to see for the bulls. We are making lower lows on the structure now, on the intermediate structure, so that kind of sucks. Let's see here. Daily open and closing below the 21 so far. We still got like 4 hours though. But yeah, the 3 hour starting to look pretty bad. Anything that gets back below this 33, I mean, this does look like it wants to come and test the lower end of this range in the upper 40s, so we'll just have to wait a little bit for that. But on the upside, we just got to break back above this trend line and get really back above 56,000 to get bull boners again. Because right now, it's not looking too sexy here. So we're just going to kind of leave it at that. We don't want to see this rejection from this previous support zone. And the EMAs are opening up. The only thing that's kind of saving it is the long-term EMAs are right beneath it, providing a little bit of support. But the pressure is definitely on for the downside. Same for futures, showing the exact same setup pretty much. Getting rejection. Not very sexy. Ethereum breaking down from the range. Yesterday looking pretty ugly. Now you're going to have to use these former support tails on these candles. Is going to be resistance now at around 1750-ish, 1740. So below that, this is a pretty bearish setup for Ethereum. I mean, it's barely holding on right here on the long-term EMAs, but I mean, this is not sexy price action by any means. And this candle right here is pretty much resolving this kind of distribution type formation. So like I said, anything below 1750, this is pretty bearish. Futures actually look more bearish below the 200 simple EMAs opening to the downside. I mean, these are the setups we like to do for entering trades. So if we like flip this, so we're like, oh shit, hell yeah, let's get long this. This is beautiful setup. It's like, yeah, you got the risk right here about 5%. It's great, but really, this is a short setup though. So yeah, Litecoin, same kind of thing as Ethereum, little distribution type pattern breakdown. This one's actually below all the major moving averages. So Litecoin looks like it's destined to test the 170s, and we'll see what happens after that. All these are probably going to be kind of the same. They're going to need to get back above about 200 to get the bull boner again. Ripples is okay, kind of losing some of the momentum though. But it is just coming back to test the 21, so it's all right. Kind of just probably hanging out in this previous range to the left of the chart. So anything back below like 51 cents-ish probably leads to a breakdown on this guy. XLM. Oh, and for the upside, because we don't want to be too biased, just for the downside. 58 cents probably gets us to low 60s, but I mean, you know, it's close enough right here. Possibly, but if we do get above 59 cents, we probably can look for about 63-ish cents and then see what's up with that. XLM looks pretty terrible. This is not a good chart right here. It is range bound still, but the trend looks like it's starting to kind of push to the downside. DOT, same thing, opening EMAs. Long-term EMAs right beneath it, but this does look like it wants to test the lower end of the range, probably around like 32, 33 bucks. It's pretty much bearish bias until we get back above $38 on this guy. Link looks really bad actually. This is like we were just looking about that setup. if you looked at this for a long setup, you'd be like, oh, this is perfect. This is beautiful, beautiful stuff right here. But it's actually a bearish setup more so. So anything sub 29, $30, we'll just say 30. That's an easy number to remember. Anything below 30, this has got a bearish bias to it. But it is sitting right here at these lows, so maybe it can get caught right around the 26 level. That is definitely a possibility from the price action here. Any wick below, I think, 26.30 probably gets us to test this little cluster down over here. ADA getting rejected. Pump blows through all that range, comes back up, tests the range. EMAs, we're starting to see a lot of the same patterns here. So definitely not very sexy price action. It's pretty much bearish below like low 120s. And it will reignite the bears if we get any wick below, I think, like 105. $1.05 probably gets pretty ugly on this. This looks really ugly too for Bitcoin Cash. It's actually looked ugly for the last couple of days. It's still technically in this stupid range like we've been watching for, since the dawn of time, but you just can't really do anything until he gets out of this. There's just no edge to be had. I mean, even when you go out to the daily, terrible camel hump on the mama here, mama moving average, which is this purple line, gets rallies up to it. You see this a lot if you watch the show a lot. We talk about that often. But yeah, I mean, this is a setup for downside right here. Anything back below like 505, like 500, if we want to be a little conservative, probably gets us to 450-ish. And really got to get back above 550 to get this party going. And given that we did get above 550 in this rally and it immediately got given up right here, price action's kind of telling us that the supply up here, the sellers are very strong above 550. BSV came right back up to the trend line one more again. And it's getting rejected, but actually, weirdly enough, BSV has a better looking chart than most of the other ones that we've gone through so far. So, who would have thought? It's the real Satoshis coming down and through. But if this holds $200, this actually is going to be pretty constructive. So, pretty wild for Craig there. How about the daily? The daily doesn't look as good, but the 3 hour has a pretty decent setup. Mama's showing the support more around like 205, but I would use like this swing low here at about $200 for risk management on this, but looking a little bit better than all the other coins we've looked at. EOS kind of just coming back into the stupid range. Nothing really too good on this inside the mama camel. Decent support at 390 on the daily. What about the weekly? Weekly actually looks pretty freaking sexy, to be fair. With this EMA just slow grinding, so maybe this is just like super frustrating consolidation ranges to get everybody bored before a massive move, which I do think is in the cards here fairly soon. I'm just checking the time real fast. See if I need to do anything in regular markets. Doesn't look like it. All right, because they are closing in about 8 minutes for traditionals. You don't have to worry about closing in the crypto land, though, which is nice. Let's see. XMR kind of looking a little bearish. Got caught by the 377, but it did wick below these two tails here. So this is probably going to have some further downside. Pretty bearish below 230 now. Back in the stupid range. But I guess you can't really get too excited for the bears either until you break this 212 area with a body. But with this wick going below these two previous tails, or this tail going below these two previous ones, that's not really a great setup. Zcash. Ooh, Zcash breaking down. Yeah, Zcash looks real ugly. You got the EMAs coming down right on the major trend line. Yeah, I mean, anything below 135, this thing is probably going to come back and test into this range over here. So, 135, major support on Zcash. And anything back above probably like 150 probably gets this party started again. Dash looks real sick, actually. I mean, you got all chronological order here. EMAs on the RSI. I mean, everything is set up for a bear bear setup on this for sure. So this is actually real bearish, sub 225, 230 on Dash. Needs to get it back above that. Dogecoin kind of breaking down back in the 90s. Nothing really exciting there. Same shit. But it is making a pretty bearish pattern right here as well. And you do have a further tail than this one back here, like we were just looking at. I guess what was that on Zcash? One of these back here on Dash, whatever it was. And so anything back below that, I mean, this does look like it wants to get pressure on it. Maybe go test the 4-cent handle on daily. Daily is like okay, but man, yeah, I don't know. I took I de-risked a lot in the last couple days. I started doing it over the weekend, but after this sloppy ass price action and for Monday and today, I've kind of just decided, you know what, I'm just gonna wait and have some cash on the sidelines and re-enter when I feel a little bit better here. Because I don't like these getting back in these stupid ranges. I'm just not a fan of that. A lot of the rejections on the altcoins from the breakouts are not sexy. I mean, of course, there are a few that did break out, like Theta has just been on fire. Like today, I think it was up another 30%. Yeah, even more. I think it was up like, let's go look at it real quick. Yeah, like it was up all the way up to 15 bucks almost, and it's already given up about 7% of that on the day. But yeah, it was crazy. Theta's just defying everything. I did take off most of my Theta today and yesterday. I might have actually trimmed all of it today. So, whatever. That's just kind of what I'm doing. ES, big moves today. And, well, actually, more so just on the Russell. At one point, Russell was down 4%. So, pretty gnarly rejection. Not terrible on ES, but it's just a little sloppy, kind of like some of the altcoins. It's weird that they are showing the same. It's like everything is kind of just trading very similarly. But this is in a stupid range too, so as long as this thing's holding about 38.70-ish, it's okay. And then ultimately below that, your next target would be like down here at the horizontal and the trend line at about 37.80-ish, so 100 points lower. And if we get anything back above, though, like 39.40-ish, 39.30 probably even would get us a stab up here again. But yeah, there's definitely some pressure on the markets. NASDAQ, yeah, lots of rejection here from that 13.3 area. Let's see here. So, yeah, not too great. Making a lower low on the structure, although barely getting caught here. Pretty damn sloppy, to be fair. It is kind of in this little box range. So, anything sub 13.3, though I have to lean slightly to the bearish side on NASDAQ. Dow's catching up to the downside here. It actually looks pretty bad. This is building up. It looks like it actually wants to come test back down over here in this range. Another, maybe, what is that? 5 or like 600 points or so down. So it's looking kind of heavy. Looking a little bit heavy. Daily and the higher time frames are okay, but getting a little pressure on them mediums. Russell just getting absolutely mollywopped today. I mean, if we zoom in, you can really see the damage. Look at this, all the way just from the overnight session, just bleeding out, bleeding out. Had a little pump on the open, but it said, no, bitch, we go into the abyss. It did go to our major support level, this target base zone around 2160 that we've been watching for a long time. So I wouldn't be surprised to get bid up off this for a little bit and then maybe just come up to like 2200 again and then see what happens after that. Let's see. Yeah, so that's kind of what I'm looking for. I actually nibbled long a little bit on that dip. See if maybe we can get up to that 22-ish number and then go from there. We did hit an extreme on DMI on this sell-off too, which is nice confluence with that horizontal. So just trying to keep it simple. Anything back below this horizontal, though, I'll let go of that. VIX pumping again after a dumping. It's a pumping and dumping here. Very confusing. Let's go to VVIX. VVIX is the one that's just kind of basing still, so it's trying to get out of the box, but it's funny, we're getting like these big ass sell-offs and VIX is kind of just staying inside the TO box. A little bit odd there. Oil Getting mollywopped today, down over 6%. Just as soon as it broke that trend line, we had this little relief rally, and we were looking to get out of this range. It just printed up between the EMAs at around 62 and 59-ish. We broke that earlier this morning, and we are getting follow through. So that's all it takes sometimes for the ranges. You can see it goes right to the bottom of it. We get one breaking out, and then another one confirming below all these closes and outside of the 377. So and a rejection too, rejection wick here. So that is a pretty sexy setup. This is bearish below 59 bucks now. Daily though, that's a 3 hour. Daily though, it might get caught right here in the mama in 55. So possible support level on a daily. But on the 3 hour though, it's pretty bearish below 59 Dara. Bonds are continuing to put in a pretty nice basing pattern. This is probably the nicest basing pattern that we've had all year. Maybe back here in late January is a similar posturing here. That's the only one that's kind of close. So this is definitely noteworthy. You know, we've been watching this for the last few days to see if it could muster up the energy, and it does look like it is so far. As long as we're holding above like 155 on the bonds, I do think that we have a very high chance of basing out right here. 3 hours looking really good on DMI and all the oscillators. I mean, you got everything you want to see on that setup. So it just needs to work its way into the higher time frames. We just need a little bit more time for that. And but this is, like I said, the best opportunity it's had to break out of this downtrend since all the way back in January, late January. So will they be able to do it? Possibly. Need a little bit more time. Notes showing the same chart too. So let's go back if it's about the same time in January. Let's go back. It should be right around here. Yeah, so it's a similar posturing for sure as back over here in January. It looks a little bit better on the oscillators than this. So this, I feel like this is a better chance, especially just with the magnitude of the moves we've had as well. So naturally, the yields are getting kind of smashed down a little bit. Still in an uptrend though, so still some work to do. But just need, like I said, need some more time on this guy. So far though, the bonds are looking pretty good. What is this here? Dara rallying pretty hard on the sell-off today. That's interesting. Is this resetting for continuation? It sure as hell looks like it. Man, this actually looks very bullish above 92.10. There is some major resistance though here at this local high at 92.50-ish. So if the market continues to roll over pretty hard, we probably get some selling pressure back on this. But right now, though, it's setting up for a pretty good bullish move again. So very nice. Oh my gosh, it's already 18 minutes. Euro getting monkey slapped here. Let's see. Just kind of hanging out on these lows, though. So, you know, it's in pretty much inverse of the dollar chart. So you can pick one to kind of look at. We'll just move on here. Shanghai just consolidating between the longer term EMAs. Trying to find a base right here. Anything back below 33.60 probably will break this trend line. Probably. Gold getting a little bit of rejection. Not too sexy. Gold's kind of gotten pretty bearish below 1740 now. The way it's building up on the medium time frames. Yeah, I mean, gold isn't setting up very well here. And silver actually looks really bad now. I got out of most of my gold trades yesterday and today, or just metal trades, because this looks like it might start panning out to be some pressure. I mean, you do have a lot of wicks right here in support, so maybe it can get caught. But I'm going to wait for some more time. The EMAs in this structure is very bearish on the 3 hour for silver. Platinum is down at the 1170 area. Is this a place for rebuy? Maybe, but I'm going to let some more time go by because we're just in an interesting spot with price action this week. So I'm just going to be very patient. Like I said, I de-risked a lot, even in equities, this week and over the weekend for crypto, because I don't know, there's just something. Hopefully my spidey sense is incorrect, but there's just something that's telling me then I need to be cautious here. Platinum kind of just topping out on the daily. I'm sorry, Palladium topping out on the daily. But hey, as long as it's above 2,500-ish, it looks pretty damn bullish. So can't hate on that. All right, I think that's it. Got through the list. I mean, like I said, there has been some big moves. Waves, Theta Fuel, Dentacoin. But again, most of the coins, you only can go about 10, 15 down, and then you get into nothingness. So I've mentioned that the last probably 4 videos. I think that's just notable shift in kind of like how the market is reacting to the price action. And maybe my words aren't really great explaining that, but just seems kind of interesting. Let's see. Market's just closed up. What are they doing? Just kind of chilling. Oh, Rut's bouncing nice off of that low there. There we go. Like to see that for some continuation. Cool. Anyway, it's all good in the hood. About to go pick my son up and have some fun with the fam. Again, we need to get, let's wrap up on BTC real quick. We got to get back above this horizontal 56,000-ish and ultimately this trend line that has been formed and putting pressure on Mama Bear. The worst things about this is we are starting to make lower highs and lower lows in the intermediate structure. So and this wick is lower. I'm sorry, this tail is lower than this one. So it does kind of look like it wants to test the bottom end of this range. So maybe that would provide a really good re-entry opportunity for me. But I'm just waiting a little bit of time. Sometimes sitting on your hands and sitting in cash is one of the best things that you can do. You don't always have to deploy your capital. Don't forget that. All right, I'm signing off here. Sucks I wanted to do the live stream. I always prefer the live streams, but I feel like every week, like once a week, I have some weird internet problems where I just can't stream. I can't stream with 50% drop frames. It sucks. It is what it is, though. What are you going to do? I'm going to do a backup static video, and that's what we done did. I hope y'all have a beautiful Tuesday. Enjoy your day. Keep your heads up. Stay happy. Give some friends some high fives and some positive affirmations. We'll see y'all tomorrow. Much love. Peace.